Hi guys, Pete Mazaris, the Home Inspector Mentor. Hope everybody is doing well today. Wanted to talk to you guys about process success today. So a lot of these videos are, further in-depth and explanations for my philosophy on starting a home inspection business and becoming successful, what it takes to do that, and in my opinion, the best strategy to work on, and how to set expectations and goals for yourself and be real with what you can accomplish, in your first couple years. Okay. And so let's just dive into it. So, my belief and my philosophy is that if you can focus on your process and become the best at what you do, which is inspecting a house in a thorough and efficient and detailed manner, and communicate that in a non-alarming way to whoever is present, your client, the realtor, whoever, and you document that in a report that is narrative style, easy to read, has a summary, has great pictures that are detailed, let's say not detailed, but high resolution, and you put many pictures in that report, but you don't overload the report so that somebody who is looking at it, starts to, get a headache. There's many of my friends whose adult children are buying houses now, and they all want me to look at the reports because they have a hard time interpreting the jargon in the reports, which is terrible, but also an opportunity for you guys, okay, to make yourself stand out and continue to build your business and gain referrals, okay? So with that said, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that, you're not going to get much income in the first couple years starting a home inspection business unless you know hundreds of realtors, okay? So I know that there's probably home inspectors out there who, hit a home run, maybe 1 in 1,000, okay, and was able to hit the ground running and get business right away because they already knew people in the industry that could refer them, and they already had a construction background. So, I don't think that's true for 99% of us. Okay, and if you're the 1%, well, good for you. You probably have no need to watch my channel, and that's fine. Okay, but for the rest of us who have to work for it, my philosophy is obviously you become, technically educated. Okay, that's the first thing. You have to have the technical knowledge and education to perform a home inspection. Now, that is by far the easiest part, okay? Anybody can do that. Anybody, I would say 80% of the population, if they took a home inspection course and, studied the materials, could pass the National Home Inspectors Examination. Okay, that's a huge number, okay? And, you couple that with the fact that successful home inspectors can easily earn a 6-figure income, okay? And in fact, turn it into a passive income like I have, okay? That attracts a lot of people to this industry, to this business. And so that means there's a lot of competition in your market for home inspections. And the ones that have made it, okay, the guys and gals that have become successful, okay, they are the ones who, are making a great living doing it, right? And that's where you want to be. That's where you want to get to, okay? Honestly, it took me several years to break that code and get to that point. Of course, as you know, I had zero construction background. I had zero contacts in the real estate community. I knew nobody. So I'm like the poster child for not starting a home inspection business, okay? I'm the worst person to do it. And so if I can do it, you guys can do it, but you need to be realistic about it. You need to know that this is not something you're going to earn a livable income on in the first few years. okay? It's not what this is, all right? This is a business that you can get really, really, really proud of, okay, and build it and get to the point where you're making the most money you ever have in your life, okay, if you stick with it and you focus on what's important. And I am telling you, the most important thing is your process and your communication of that, of the results of that process, okay? Nothing else matters besides obviously the technical knowledge to be able to, to perform a home inspection and identify problems, okay? So with that preamble, I'm going to tell you my philosophy is first and foremost, okay, thou shalt not have the client or anybody follow you around during the home inspection. I am very adamant to all my guys, and I train them all this way, and anybody who will listen to me, that your job is not to teach a client about their house. It is not to educate them on how their house works. If you want to do that, then that's fine. Maybe some home inspectors are successful doing that, but to me, that's a bad idea. And it's a bad idea because you will limit how many home inspections you can do in a day, number one. Number two, that'll be very difficult to teach your first employee how to do that, okay? Because that's really a skill. It's a multitasking skill to be able to inspect and communicate to a buyer who's connected to your hip, okay, while you're doing a home inspection. Plus, it's dangerous, okay? And I go into my, I've had other videos, saying why I think this is dangerous and not a good idea. And I've had inspectors that I've mentored who didn't listen to me and who ended up getting in a lawsuit because they were distracted by, a person following them around and asking questions during the inspection. So as a new inspector, worst thing you can do is to invite somebody to walk around with you on your home inspection, okay? And there's a way to communicate that to the person who wants to do that in a way, that doesn't, give them an attitude or turn them off, okay? So when I was doing home inspections, I would say, hi, my name is Pete Mazaris. Nice to meet you. I'm going to start on the outside or on the roof or in the attic, and I'm going to work my way down, running and flushing things, checking everything very thoroughly, and keeping you updated as I see you. And there's no reason to follow me around because number one, it's not exciting. Number two, this is also your opportunity to take a look at the house, on your own while I'm working for you and keeping you updated. And since all the good stuff is in the utility room or in the basement where the mechanicals are, let me get through that. Let me do my job to find issues, and then I'll walk you through that area, okay, step by step. And then we'll have a conversation. We'll answer questions at that point. That way I can be at my best to do what you paid me to do, which is find problems or issues that you're not aware of, okay? Which brings me to the point where you guys need to be, let's say, cognizant of what you're putting into your reports, because a lot of these software programs that are available, allow you to put in so much information and data that is not necessary, okay? And it's not part of the standard. And so, there's no reason to overload your reports with that and your data collection mode, because that will be counterproductive to, doing an efficient inspection. And you need to be a master of your standard. Okay, so whether it's the InterNACHI standard, the ASHI standard, or your state standard, you need to know inside and out what that standard requires. And anything that you put in over and above that, okay, in my opinion, is waste. And so waste equates to inefficiency and a unclear report. And that's not what you want to be. You want to have an efficient process and be able to deliver a clear report. So your first exercise in achieving that is to intimately know your standard and be able to do and fill out your report, okay, to that standard and keep it to a minimum of that requirement.